Hey everybody, hope you guys are healthy and safe. I'm in Jakarta, Indonesia right now, and check out the view outside my patio. Every time I have a patio like this, I want to go outside and yell, "Good morning, my neighbors." Good morning, my neighbors! Okay, I won't repeat what happens next. Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! But yeah, so today's video, I'm gonna try to shoot entirely on a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, but it's not a review of this camera. Instead, I'm gonna do a camera test between the Xiaomi 14 Pro and the iPhone 15 Pro Max, just to see how these two cameras compare. I'm gonna go outside and explore Jakarta a little bit. Okay, so you're watching iPhone 15 Pro Max video footage for now, so I am gonna try to go to M Block. Now you're watching Xiaomi 14 Pro footage. So it seems, oh, it's a 36-minute walk, but it's okay. I don't mind walking as long as it's walkable. So this is my Airbnb condo. And by the way, a lot of people, they see me travel and they think, oh, he must be like a rich kid. Actually, no, man, traveling to Southeast Asia is really affordable. This Airbnb condo, it's only $50 US a night. Like in Los Angeles or San Francisco, this place would be like $350 a night. It's crazy. US prices are crazy. So anyway, I'm gonna walk. It's gonna be a 30-minute walk. There should be some stuff to see along the way. Okay, so you're watching DJI footage outside right now. So this is the default field of view. It's about 20mm. There's also a wide-angle lens adapter that I can attach on to make it a 15mm. Now it's much wider even, and I can walk and show so much more. Okay, so we have over there some food stalls. Let's take some zoom photos. I will start with the Xiaomi. This is a 3.2x zoom. Let's do a 10x zoom into this cart right here. So this is a 10x zoom. And then here's the iPhone 10x zoom. Okay, future me here interrupting my own vlog. I will be doing that throughout the video to show you the photo samples that I'm looking at right now. Okay, by the way, if you're wondering about this triple screen setup, this is a portable dual monitor that I made a video on a couple days ago. It's awesome. Check it out if you're interested. So let's look at the two samples. For a 10x image, both of these look pretty damn good. So for every side-by-side sample, the Xiaomi image is going to be on the left side, and I left the watermark on for easy identification. So if you look at both of these right now, we can see that the iPhone image is a little bit noisier. It has more of that like artifacts and processing look, but then the iPhone colors are a little bit deeper, and I want to say it's a little bit more accurate. Like this is how the blue looked in real life. It wasn't this a little bit overexposed. So the Light Hunter 900 camera in the Xiaomi 14 Pro is gonna bring in a lot of light, generally bring in more light than the iPhone camera, and then sometimes the shots will just look a little bit overexposed. Like if I'm editing the photos, I would dial down the exposure a little bit. And yeah, all my camera tests, I don't edit the photos because I want to show you how the smartphones produce the shots by itself. You do see a little bit more depth of field in the Xiaomi image. You can see the tree, it's a little bit blurry compared to the helmet, whereas here the tree and the helmet look really flat. But you know, that's going to be the case for every photo sample. The Xiaomi images just have more depth and bokeh. So everywhere I go, I like to take pictures of street cats, stray cats. This one's very friendly. Okay, looking at this image once again right away, you can see the difference in color science. Look at the iPhone image, it's darker. The Xiaomi image is brighter. I actually think the iPhone image looks a little bit better here, just a little bit more contrast to shadows, but the Xiaomi focused correctly on the cat's face, whereas the iPhone did not. So watch, if I go closer to the cat's face on the iPhone, it's actually really soft and out of focus, but on the cat, it is completely in focus. That's because the iPhone focused on the cat's body instead. So the iPhone kind of focused on the wrong area. Like, you know, and I snapped both of these shots at the exact same time. Like, even though, you know, the framing is a little bit different, that's because of the camera positioning. But I held these phones in front of me, snapped these at the same time. And then this second image, which was snapped right after the first shot, same thing. Xiaomi focused on the cat's face correctly, whereas the iPhone, you know, did a better job showing focus here on the cat's face, but it's still a little bit soft. And then when you move further back, you see that it is very sharp here. So the iPhone camera just locked onto the cat's body, where Xiaomi found the cat. But at least the details of the fur look pretty good. But again, if you care about focusing on the face, then the Xiaomi image is a little bit better. But now I like the iPhone's shadows right here. But you notice a stronger depth of field in the Xiaomi image. The background, the car, it's showing very strong bokeh. Whereas right here, the car is a little bit blurred out, but not as much as the Xiaomi image. Because check it out, it's shooting at f1.4. That's a much faster aperture, more wide open than the f1.8 of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Okay, so you're watching video footage with both phones' tele lens right now. Obviously, the iPhone has a 5x lens, so it's a little bit closer. But I will zoom up to 5x on the Xiaomi, dude, just to match it. So now you're watching 5x on both phones. So during my walk to the area, I passed by a lot of street stall workers and people taking a nap. So right here, both of these images look really good. Exposure is relatively on point. Once again, the iPhone image is just gonna look a little bit like processed a little bit, but then here it actually works in its favor because it consistently looks sharper than the Xiaomi image. A lot of the texture on the tree and the leaves in the Xiaomi shot is lost, whereas in the iPhone you can see them clearly. Next up, I came across this interesting street card. This is a 5x zoom, 117mm, so 5x on the iPhone and like 4.9x on the Xiaomi 14 Pro. So the iPhone is an optical zoom using the 5x zoom lens, whereas the Xiaomi is a little bit of a digital zoom from that 3.2x optical lens. The iPhone image is a little bit sharper, which probably is no surprise considering it is a 5x zoom lens. Right here I came across another street cat. Again, I snapped both of these at the same time, but the framing's a little bit different due to the positioning of the lens. We can see once again, the iPhone image is darker. Xiaomi image can be argued to be a little bit overexposed, but the Xiaomi image is showing really good depth of field right here. Once again, the iPhone did not focus on the cat's face properly. We can see that it's very soft focus right here, whereas on the Xiaomi, it's not the sharpest, but it's definitely a little bit sharper. And then now your main camera. Okay, I have made it. This is a really nice artsy structure, a lot of street arts outside, bunch of coffee shops here. All the people here are very young though. I feel old as hell. So old as hell here. With these are like college age, university age kids. Okay, now switch to the iPhone 15 Pro Max footage. There's a train station right here, so I could have just taken the train here, but oh, there's a dim sum place. Hakka dim sum. 15x zoom right now with the iPhone. 15x zoom with the Xiaomi. So the iPhone can zoom in and out a lot faster than the Xiaomi. So if you want to do those dramatic zoom ins, then the iPhone is the better camera. But I think the Xiaomi camera gives you a little bit better depth of field. So we have a saute cart here. Okay, so you know earlier under really great lighting, the iPhone's 5x zoom lens produced a slightly cleaner 5x shot than the Xiaomi. Okay, you're watching front-facing camera footage, and the Xiaomi actually can shoot at 4K 30 this time. Okay, you're watching front-facing camera footage, and the Xiaomi actually can shoot at 4K 30 this time. It couldn't the last several generations, and a lot of you guys were annoyed. So finally, 4K footage for both cameras. How that look and sound right now? I stepped into a coffee shop where the lighting wasn't amazing, and then right here, the Xiaomi's 5x zoom lens then retakes the lead. This is a sharper image and just less noisy, less processed than the iPhone 5x shot. And then here, both cameras blew out the sky completely, but you know, it's a very challenging shot because it had a very harsh sunlight coming through the windows, but then right here, you still needed to keep the people here in focus. And you can see the Xiaomi image is a little bit brighter again. Let's zoom into the corner and check out this family right here. Yeah, the iPhone is a little bit sharper, a little bit more details if if you're trying to look at the corners of the frame. And then here's a main camera image. Both of these are really good. So you have to remember, the iPhone increased this image sensor size quite a lot this year. If I zoom in, the details on both are really good. Both of these are excellent main cameras. The Xiaomi's bokeh is still a little bit stronger, but I mean, at this point, it really doesn't matter. It's just nitpicking. Both of these shots are absolutely awesome. Okay, later that night I went to get dinner with a friend and took some nighttime photos. As usual, as expected, the Xiaomi shot is taking in more light than the iPhone. The Light Hunter 900 is living up to its name. It didn't even need night mode, by the way. Both of these details are, I would say, about even in terms of exposure. Yeah, you see the Xiaomi shot blows out the light a little bit, but not too bad. In this next set, we can see a bigger difference. The Xiaomi shot again is much brighter. But then you look at the red right here in the iPhone image. It just pops a lot more. It looks a little bit more punchy, contrasty. These people here, again, in terms of sharpness, very similar, but you see Xiaomi completely blows out the lights right here, whereas iPhone, you can still see a little bit inside. Okay, I'm back in my Airbnb right now, and you're watching footage shot with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 on top of a tripod. So it's a little bit elevated, and I have automatic face tracking on, so it follows me around. So it's really... Oh shit, you can see that I'm wearing just underwear. Hold on, let me put on some shorts. Hey man, I didn't think the freaking gimbal will follow me this well. But okay. Whew, okay, now it's safe for work. So back in my Airbnb, you can see that this is automatically tracking my face, and because of that 1-inch sensor, the video footage looked pretty good, right? It doesn't look really grainy and soft like the DJI Pocket 1 and 2, so I'm excited. But anyway, this video is of course about these two phones, iPhone 15 Pro Max, Xiaomi 14 Pro. I think it's safe to say after looking at all the photo and video samples that both of these cameras are really, really good, and they're both really, really close in quality. I think generally speaking, the Xiaomi 14 Pro's cameras, if you care to pixel peep, you zoom in a little bit, you see the details are a little bit sharper. They look a little bit less digitally processed than the iPhone's image. But then the iPhone 15 Pro's image are more consistent, meaning if I snap 50 photos of each phone, I think the iPhone will have more images that look the way I intend it to be, whereas the Xiaomi 14 Pro will sometimes maybe have a little bit of a lag in one and then maybe overexpose the other. And then also the iPhone's video stabilization is better when you shoot with the zoom lens, and it has a longer zoom lens. So for someone like me who loves to shoot street photography, street videography, that works a little bit better for me than the Xiaomi 14 Pro. But these two cameras are very, very close, and the fact that Xiaomi keeps up so well and in fact win in some areas is already very important, because I think if you go out onto the street of Japan or the US or England and ask somebody, who do you think has a better camera, the newest iPhone or the newest Xiaomi? They would be like, of course the iPhone, because like people just see Apple as like this completely higher tier of products than any other Chinese brand. And I've always thought that was unfair, because you want to know the truth? The iPhone only caught up in camera this year, in my opinion, because Apple finally fixed the HDR issue, developed a new algorithm to shoot in 24 megapixel, which helps a lot, and also improved its camera hardware. A couple of years ago, if I compared the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra against the iPhone 13 Pro, the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra was a better camera with significantly better bokeh, all that. So if anything, the iPhone only caught up now to catch up in photography. And then the iPhone's always been better at videography, so now there's a case for the iPhone being the better overall camera system, which was not the case a year or 2 years ago. So both these cameras are awesome, and I'm glad that every flagship phone has really good cameras right now. And with that said, I want to bring to my final point, is that I don't understand when people are overly negative about other brands. They seem to just want to root for one brand and just hate on everything else, because I want all the brands to put out good products. Like for example, I think Motorola's products lately have been a little bit underwhelming. And so when I review them, I give them like a mediocre review. But then that's it. I don't go on Twitter and laugh at Motorola. I don't mock Motorola, because I want Motorola to do better. I wish Motorola would get to the level of Xiaomi and Oppo and Apple. That's what I root for. But not everybody's like that, because there's a dude, he's an iOS developer. He made like some iPhone camera app, but he's a European dude living in California right now. And he apparently really hates Xiaomi and Chinese brands in general. On Twitter, he tweeted some photos of 14 Pro and said something like, I can't believe Leica would lower its brand enough to work with Chinese copycats. So that comment really annoyed me, because if you read the undertone, it's really loaded. It's like one of those like, I can't believe this iconic European big name brand will work with these cheap Chinese companies. Like there's a little bit of like that racism, Western superiority, colonial mentality behind it. I suspected it right from the beginning because I see that shit a lot in Hong Kong. So I kind of saw it right from the beginning, but I wasn't 100% sure. But then I read through his replies, and he was so dismissive to a lot of people that tried to, they were like responding to him very civilly, saying, hey man, Xiaomi camera's actually really good. You should give it a try. But he would just be very dismissive. And then in one of the responses, he actually just called Xiaomi like a company that's backed by the Chinese government, which has completely no basis. There's no evidence on this, and this is just something that the US government always claims. The US government always wants you to think like every Chinese brand works for the government. And in reality, if you go to the US, Marvel Studios work with the US government all the time, right? So like these things actually happen in every country, but then the US government always wants you to think it's just like these really shady Chinese stuff. But like, didn't Tim Cook meet with the president of the United States? Like every freaking major company knows the government. Like Samsung probably knows the South Korean government pretty well. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. But when I read that, I knew that dude was basically a racist. He basically just really hates Chinese brands to the point that he's like completely delusional, refuses to accept reality. Because in someone's responses, he was like, oh yeah, I've used the Xiaomi phone before, but then the hardware was just decent. I mean, that's bullshit. If you follow Chinese smartphones at all, you would know that Xiaomi hardware are more than just decent. They've been leading the industry lately. Xiaomi made the thinnest foldable phone by major significant distance last year. Xiaomi also co-funded Sony to build the Sony IMX 989 1-inch sensor. Xiaomi contributed money to make that 1-inch sensor. And that guy's getting clowned all over Twitter right now, man. I'm glad. Because ultimately, I want every brand to succeed. I don't understand when people like hate on brands and want them to fail. Like you want fewer phone brands on the industry, that doesn't make sense. If like all the other Android phone brands die and you only have the iPhone, guess what? Apple's gonna go on cruise control. They're not gonna try as hard to give you more for your money. So if you actually care about tech, you want more competition. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you did. It will help me a lot. Thanks for watching.